Hello everyone, my name is Muir, and this is Starsector version 0.95.1a RC6, and this is the Antimatter Blaster Ziggurat. So, this guy is going with the same principles that we did for the... that we did for the Antimatter Harbinger and the Antimatter Doom. Very similar principles. Just scaled up a bit more. And so, all of our officers have expanded use the missile specialization, so we made sure to put lots of Reapers on there. If you wanted to, you could swap these out with more antimatter blasters. If you really wanted to, can you even do that? No, so don't bother. But Reapers work really well here. They allow you to kill things that the antimatter blasters might be struggling to overwhelm, like, say, a Radiant. But what do we have here? We have expanded missile racks, hardened subsystems, unstable injector. Those three built in. Then we have expanded magazines and phase anchors. These are all really useful to this kind of ship. Our vents are maxed out. Our capacitors are what's left. So we have 6 antimatter blasters, 4 Typhoon Reaper launchers, and 2 autopulse lasers. If you really want to, you can put ion pulsers here instead. You will pretty much max out the capacitors almost immediately. By doing that, you would more or less ensure that you'll almost always be at maximum flux, and you'll need to go back into P-space just to be able to bring it back down. But that can work as well if you don't have any specialization into missiles on your officers. Now, with phase ships, especially the bigger ones, you do absolutely want an officer on these. Same with the Harbinger and a Doom, just to make them a little bit better. And you will be, once combat starts and they have been deployed, going and assuming command of that ship, so that you get to take advantage of all of their skills. Well, let's go ahead and see what this is actually good at. Now, I could show you it against an Enforcer and a Dominator, but those are only going to just go one way. What does it look like against, say, an Onslaught, which would probably be one of your more common enemies here? Well, first things first, because of our special, we can just EMP the crap out of this guy before we get anywhere near him. After that, we can kind of just overwhelm we can overwhelm his shields very quickly. So you can go in and out of P-space on the Ziggurat extremely quickly. But as you can see, he's halfway dead already. And now at this point, because we don't want to eat his explosion, we would just Reaper him to death, and that would be that. But, you know, barely tickled, and he's dead. But you might be saying, the Ziggurat is worth 75, not 2 onslaughts. Well, we can do that. 2 onslaughts won't really make much else of a difference. All that happens is we instead focus on EMPing one with our motes, and then we focus on overpowering the other with our guns. It's a little bit more risky, but not really by much. What we're going to do is we're going to shoot him with our antimatter blasters and then our Reapers. And then we will just focus on keeping that guy shut down. So he's trying to close in to do something. Okay, so he's dead now, and now this becomes a 1v1 again. Now, of course, we should have killed him with our Reapers, but it is what it is. We're starting to get midway to our limit on our hard flux, so we're just going to use the phase anchor to get rid of that, and then we're just going to let our ship burn off all of its hard flux, which usually is much harder to do when you have a capital with capital levels of hard flux capabilities, or flux capacity. Okay, so it's good against those. What about something like a Paragon then? Can a Paragon stand against us? The short answer is no. But hey, you know, I'm sure he would like to try. Now, you won't be able to zoom out this far normally, but we're just going to let him fire that and immediately go into P-space to dodge it. And then we can just come out and we can kind of just feather this if we wanted to. Making sure that we force him to just making sure that we try to force him to make some hard decisions here about how he's going to deal with us. Now, because we can get really close to him and then just turn around, that's what we'll do. You can stick the back of your ship into, say, the Paragon's shield well, and that can do a lot. And what's going to happen here is we can kind of just wait until his fortress shield is up, and then we can, just force him to keep bringing it on, force him to keep bringing his fortress shield up, and then using that to slowly kill him off and basically prevent him from running away. Alright, so what about one of the biggest, baddest, meanest ships in the game that you'll run into a lot, the Radiant? How effective is this at killing Radiants? Because that tends to be people's primary questions. Because Radiants, as it turns out, are big and scary. Well, as it turns out, pretty good. Because we can come in and out of normal space at a whim. And we can basically be very difficult for the Radiant to do anything about, while dumping lots and lots of hard flux onto it. And there isn't a whole lot that it can do about this, especially with us EMPing their entire ship, and then, well, it's a quick salvo of Reapers from there. There we go. You can also vent with this, because it doesn't have safety overrides on it, but it works pretty well. What about massed fighters? Well, the Ziggurat is actually really strong against massed fighters. That tends to be one of its primary shticks. It isn't fast enough to chase down Tempests, and I don't want to spend forever trying to get them to slowly die to us. So I'm just going to show this one off. Imagine this on a much grander scale. And, well, if you've ever tried to fight the Ziggurat using fighters, you know how difficult it can be. But basically, now that we are swarmed with fighters, we can just sit in P-space and let our motes kill everything for us. And they will very rapidly clear all the fighters and missiles that are anywhere near us. Like that Reaper will most likely get intercepted, yep. So even if we had not been in P-space and had no point defense, it would have most likely gotten stopped. So this Gemini, it focuses in shooting Reapers at things, but, well, now it's dead. Because our burst damage is outrageous. And there isn't really much that anything short of a capital can do about it. But we have these two Pila coming our way. Looks like one of them would have gotten through. This Condor is basically just going to die instantly. There's an asteroid under us, so we can't come out. But alright, he's dead. We can go into P-space, burn off our soft flux, then we go into... and then we vent right afterwards to save ourselves some time. And, well, this Condor is not long for this world. We can send all of our motes in there just to EMP him so we can stop him from running away. And then we can just slowly hunt him down. Now, again, that fighters are on us. All we're going to do is just let the motes clear all the fighters while we stay in P-space where it's nice and safe. And pretty much have no problems whatsoever. As you can see, all those fighters who came in are pretty much dead at this point. And we are gaining on this Condor. And in just a moment, he will cease to exist. So after that, we just have this last condor down here. And so, we can vent, we can get our speed bonus, and we can just slowly chase him down. Now, what helps with the Ziggurat is being able to feather this. You can get a little bit more speed out of it, because once you come out, you're pretty much just going to burn off all your hard flux almost immediately. And then you can essentially just go right back into P-Space. So it works pretty well for just getting that extra little burst of speed if you want to. You're basically doing what the Tau do to in Warhammer 40k to move faster than light. They sort of like dip in and out of the warp, but not really. Sort of like the liminal plane, if you will. And this guy is dead. But alright, so there we go. Pretty much against anything, this is outrageously friggin' dangerous. Antimatter blasters are basically the are basically the dedicated phase ship weapon. But what about stations? How effective is this against a star fortress? Because that tends to be one of the questions that people have. How good is this at killing, star fortresses and stuff like that? Well, as it turns out, pretty good. Because we're able to kind of just feather our hard flux to keep up to speed and kind of approach in a somewhat uncontested manner. We can also do stuff like this, where we are able to very quickly and easily dodge any kind of bombs that are coming our way. And then we just let the fighters sit on top of us while our motes clear them out. So what we're going to do first is let our hard flux go. Then we're going to try and take out this, whatever this is called, I forget, gargoyle? I think these are gargoyles. Now, all we need is just a single salvo likely to kill it. And it's gone. Let's allow our antimatter blasters to recharge, take care of this one too. Do the same thing again and just take care of all these guys so they stop shooting down our motes. We have some harpoons coming in. We're able to take care of that one. And now we have this right here. Now, we do want to kill these rather quickly. And as it turns out, we can do that really easily. So that got rid of one of the plates, but I don't think it killed it outright. Luckily, though, we have lots of Reapers, but I want to save those. Okay, there it goes. The other gargoyle is coming in. We're just going to destroy that one. Now, we could destroy this first. That would be fine. But what that really looks like is we are overpowering it as we go. Now it is overpowered. And, well, like that, we can pretty much almost kill it immediately. So that's down now. And we can just allow ourselves to burn off our hard flux while we take these guys down. But alright, those are gone, and everything else is just a waiting game at this point. None of the enemy fighters can really do anything up to us. They can't really get to us. The bombers can't do much to us. And we're able to just burn off our hard flux extremely easily. So, we can kind of just slowly make our way forward here. And we'll instantly kill that hangar unit. And now this guy is the other hard point. And so we're just letting our moats clear those piranhas. Because otherwise they can be a little bit of a problem for us. Let's actually kill this gargoyle first, because he will be annoying otherwise. Let our hard flux burn off, and then overwhelm this guy. But alright, he is overwhelmed. Now all we have to do is just keep shooting him. And like that part is gone as well. So we can just let our hard flux burn off. We can vent as well, and just take out what's left. What this means is that you could very likely take out Chizuma's Talk Station with one ship. And there we go. A Star Fortress taken down by a single ship. But yeah, having extremely high burst damage is invaluable for phase ships. And we could still keep fighting. Like, we could go and kill like 3-4 more onslaughts, no problem whatsoever. So this ship is outrageously, stupidly dangerous when built like this. If you replace all of these with Reapers, then you would at most get like 3 Reapers out of these. So I don't recommend you do that, but I do recommend you sort of take this build and see how it works out for you. But alright everyone, my name has been Muir. This has been Starsector version 0.95.1a RC6. This has been the Antimatter Blaster Ziggurat, or the high burst damage Ziggurat, whatever you want to call it. And I will catch you guys next time. Go ahead and let me know how this works out for you in your games. But go ahead and leave me a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and just share the video with whoever you think would like it, and I will catch you guys later. Bye everyone.